Yo, it's your boy Luap coming back at it again with another video. In today's video, I will recap and review Pokemon Journeys Episode 90, Dialga and Palkia, the Space-Time Showdown, as well as give you my predictions for Episode 91, The Ghost Train Departs. With the year winding down, I just want to continuously express my gratitude for you watching my episode reviews week in and week out. It's been almost a year of me making these episode reviews, and truly, without your support, who knows if I'd still be making them. I'd also like to plug this video I made this week, What If Go was a Water-type Master. It was a fun video to make and people who watched it liked it, but it got less than half of the views I usually get within the same time frame. It honestly is worth the time to watch if you have the time. But with all that being said, let's recap the events of episode 90. The episode begins right where we left off with Ash meeting Alt Ash. Unlike Dawn, who despite having a different goal of coordinator and Pokemon trainer, but retaining a similar personality, the Ash pair seem to have a different personality altogether. They both love Pokemon, but Alt Ash is way more timid in nature, using pronouns like Boku, which indicates more politeness, whereas the Ash we know uses Ore, which is a pronoun usually used for older men, but kids use it too when they want to appear more manly. Alt Ash shows Ash that his Pikachu has reverted back to an egg, and then suggests that they go to Sandgem Town because Professor Rowan is studying the reason as to why Pokemon are devolving. Once arriving there, Team Rocket, disguised as Professor Rowan and an assistant, take off with all of the Pokemon, showing how competent and strong they are as they take off with ease. As Ash and Go to attack with Pikachu and Cinderace, they devolve back into Pichu and Rabbitfoot, and can I just say that I needed me a Pocket Pichu? Alt, Dawn, and Ash then say they should return all their Pokemon into their balls because it greatly slows down the devolving process. Professor Rowan then drops the news that it's not just Pokemon that are devolving, but people as well. Ash, Go, Dawn, and Chloe decide that they're going to head to the peak of Mount Coronet, where Dialga and Palkia are, in order to see if they can somehow get them to revert back the time process and get their Pokemon back. Alt, Dawn, and Ash will join them later, and it's nice to see Go's Aerodactyl again. We haven't seen him in a while. Team Rocket, after making their way through a gate, find that Meowth can't speak Japanese anymore, and Wobbuffet has devolved into Wynot. I guess Meowth's evolved form is Japanese Meowth, and that's why he didn't revert back. After arriving at the peak of Mount Coronet, the gang spots a gate and go through it. Meanwhile, Alt Ash and Alt Dawn are looking for trainers with Pokemon that can fly when Alt Go and Alt Chloe show up on an Aerodactyl and Flygon. They explain that their Pokemon haven't reverted back because Alt Chloe made these suits that Team Rocket wears because it stops the devolving process. I also want to note that they speak very confidently of themselves, and in that regard are completely different from the Chloe and Go that we know. In the Distortion world, we see Dialga and Palkia fighting and directly making these wormholes. Team Rocket shows up to stop the gang from stopping their fighting, and the Alt Trio are the leaders of the Motori Matrix here. While sending out their Pokemon, they immediately devolve all the way into eggs, assumingly in the Distortion world the devolving process is much quicker. Team Rocket also shows that they have all the Pokemon that they have captured conveniently right there with them. Ash and Alt Ash take Alt Go's Flygon, and they go to break the red chains which are causing the time-space duo to fight, and everyone else sends out their Pokemon to battle against Team Rocket. Alt Ash debuts as Infernape, who uses Flame Wheel against the red chains to no avail. Ash encourages him to not give up and to keep going. We then get an amazing sequence of everyone battling against Team Rocket, and everyone is truly doing amazing. I especially enjoyed the shot of both Eevees using Copycat on Piplup's Bubble Beam on Meowth and Wobbuffet. Although it had no immediate effect, it short-circuited their suits and caused them to blow up. Dialga and Palkia began going crazy, and everyone is getting reverted quickly, with Team Rocket blasting away through a gate. Chibi, everyone is adorable, and we need a story with them looking like this. I really don't care. Alt Ash thinks that if they believe and pray to Dialga and Palkia, then their feelings will be heard and they'll stop fighting to revert everything back to the way it was. We get shots of Cynthia, Professor Rowan, and even the trio joining in on this prayer, and it works and everything goes back to normal. Just like that, the conflict is resolved. A very anticlimactic finish to this 2-episode special, as everyone gets transported back to the normal world. Now it's time for my thoughts and review. This concludes episode winner special, and not in the best light. Leading up to the final few minutes, I was enjoying the episode quite a bit, but it needed to wrap up, and they did so rather quickly and in my opinion in not a very good way. It reminded me of Goku needing energy for the Spirit Bomb in order to defeat Frieza on Namek. My rating for this episode is a 7 out of 10. This episode as a whole wasn't bad, but I just felt that the ending tanked my rating of this episode. For the good points, I loved all the alt characters' personalities, especially Ash's. He was a good comedic relief character throughout the episode, and I thoroughly enjoyed his time on screen. I also liked that Pokemon devolving showed us some Pokemon we haven't been shown off yet, like when Ash's Gengar devolved to Haunter and then to Ghastly, Ash to be the first to own all three on screen in Pokemon Journeys. Alt Team Rocket was also amazing with how strong and how much of a threat they actually were. It really was done much better than the first single two-parter that we got. For bad points, as I mentioned earlier, I felt that the ending was rather weak and an easy button way out of the situation. Like, since we needed the power of trainers to revert the Pokemon back, they could have taken this opportunity to show off other trainers across the region seeing through the gate and also giving their power. They didn't even need to bring back any voice actors because just a panning shot of various Sinnoh trainers doing it would have been enough. We could have seen people like Barry, Zoe, Paul, Tobias, and even Harrison, who's traveling through the Sinnoh region, praying to have the situation reverted back to normal. I also wish we got more info on Dawn because she obviously won't be showing up anytime soon, and we couldn't get more background on her or even a high touch. I would have even been happy with Alt Ash and Alt Dawn high touching as the episode ended or something. Overall, not a bad episode and much stronger than the first Sinnoh 2-parter, but it could have been fleshed out with another episode or two to make a better winter special. Now let's take a look at the episode 91 preview trailer and predict what's going to happen next. We see a spooky Ash scaring off Gohan. Honestly, it's hilarious. Also, it looks like Allister is making his main series debut, and I really hope this means that we're going to get all the other Galar gym leaders at one point, even if it's just for an episode or two. It appears that a Spiritomb is doing some stuff on the train and therefore causing problems for everyone on board. And hey, Go is using his Absol. It's always nice to see him using Pokemon that he hasn't been using in a while. I predict that in this episode, Go will catch at least one Ghost-type Pokemon, if not two in this episode. I'll go with Sinistea and Spiritomb, but it could be anything else. I also think that Allister will see Ash's Gengar at some point and maybe recommend that it G-Maxes so he can become even stronger. I also hope that we can learn that he shares a stadium with Bee and that he regularly trains with her or something, or they'll just go the anime route and have him have his own gym. I love doing predictions because I like to see if I'm right or wrong about things, and usually it's a hit or miss. But I'd love to know what you guys think is going to happen in the next week's episode in the comments below, so please let me know. What do you guys think is going to happen in this episode? Are we going to see any of Allister's Pokemon? And if so, which ones? Let me know in the comments below. So yeah, that was my review for Pokemon Journeys episode 90 as well as my predictions for episode 91. If you guys enjoyed it, I highly urge you to hit the like button and subscribe. I make episode reviews every week just a few hours after the episode airs, so if you enjoy these episode reviews right after the episode, you know where to come. Today's comment of the day should be what you think Paul's personality in the alternate world would be. Do you think he's a nice guy now, or would he retain the same attitude that he has in the normal world? Again, if you made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate you, and as always, it's been your boy Luap, and I'm out. Peace.